Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M44, the Tier 6 American SPG, and we're located on the westbourne of, is it westbourne? I'm trying to remember. Pretty sure it's westbourne of Paris. This is laughinkitti. He's a member of What Arty Noobs, and this is a rather unusual battle, and you'll see why a little later. The M4 is armed with a 155mm howitzer and is arguably the best Arty in the game, or rather the most loved Arty in the game, because it's so much fun to play. It's got a 60-second reload if you use premium food and consumables, and it's got a very good gun with a pivoting turret. Now, laughinkitti's found an unusual position to be in. He's near the cap. He was thinking about shooting towards the south end. Oh, it's actually the east spawn of the map. No, sorry, not the west spawn. I thought it was the west spawn. Okay, well, it's driven into the rock face, the building face there. And he's looking to try and find the enemy to shoot at. And... oh, no, can't see the enemy there. There's an Su-85. You can see someone now. They've moved forward into a very forward position, very dangerous position to be in. He's dialing in. Round out. Direct hit. Takes out the Su-85. One shot. Now he's rolling around. It's almost like he's drunk. I don't know. He's found another fine position. Relocated. Looking for the enemy? No, not yet. Hasn't made his mind up. Now he's looking. Okay, I think he must have been busy on something else at the time. Something must have distracted him. We've got an M5A1 Stuart. Fires around him, but it's already been taken out. I think he would have hit it if it had continued moving, because it was definitely headed towards where the shell burst. Now he's reloading. You can see the wide arc that the M44 does have. It's a very wide arc, and that's because the gun pivots in a mount, and that makes it very versatile, because it means it can dial in on the enemy targets once they're spotted very, very quickly. Okay, and you don't need to move the vehicle to shoot. You see, fires around it. The M has a 4D, gets 101 hit points. It wasn't it wasn't direct hit. It was a near miss, but splash of 101 is still welcome. He's pulled back. Okay, he's reloaded. He's having a look near that building. A Marder 38T was seen near there, probably in those bushes just behind the building, I would think. Worth a round, I think. He's got plenty to spare. Yeah, I think he's going to try and put a round in there. He's marked his target. Round out. Hits the bushes. If there was a Marder 38T in there, he probably would have suffered some splash damage there. Right, there's the Panzer 4D that he hit earlier. He's dialing in, and that Panzer 4D is taken out. It's killed by our Hetzer. So he's going back to the bushes. He's going to have another go. I don't think it was close enough the last time. Oh, there's the Marder 38T, and he's missing some hit points. So he was hit. He was hit. Now, whether that was from laughinkitti or not, I don't know, but I suspect it was. So he probably did blind fire in there. Of course, a lot of Arty players will blind fire bushes, and it does work. I can promise you, it does work. I've done it enough times myself. You try a blind bush, you think, yeah, would the enemy sit a tank in that bush? Yeah, let's give it a shot and see if it works. And usually it does. Okay, now we're one tank up at the moment. There's still 5 enemy to kill. They've got 3 Artys, 2 tank destroyers. We've got 3 Arty, 2 tank destroyers, and a medium. Now, most of our tanks are down in the south end of the map at the moment. And there's a Dickomax. Oh, the enemy just got one back. They took out our medium. They took out our Firefly. There's the Dickomax. Can he get a shot? Yes, he can. Dialing in. Mark the target. let it settle, and round out. That Dickermax is still there. He's going to get splashed. Jackson's coming up on that corner. Ooh, and the Dickermax just took a hit from our Jackson. He's fired back, but we're almost reloaded. This time round, we'll know where the Dickermax is. We should be able to hit him or splash him. And we splashed him for 246. He's down to just 8% of his health left. 43 hit points. We can kill him in the next round. Just reloading. Won't be long. Round out straight away. And he got the kill shot. He took out the Dickermax. Splashed him to death. Unfortunately, we just lost our headset to the enemy M37. This is a tier 6 game. He's top tier. Now he's pulled back into the bushes just in case he was seen, because the headset was seen. And it's that Marder 38T as well, which is a bit of a pain. Now, the view range on the M44 is 320 meters. Unfortunately, we can't see anything yet. It's probably wise to just sit in the bushes and wait. Our team are actually getting closer to their cap. My suspicion is there's going to be some enemy tanks near their cap. The M37's nearby, our M37. Their M37's actually got 2 kills. Our M37's only got 1. But that's still pretty good. No, they've got a Pz.Sfl.IVb. There's the MX-13F3. That's their tier 6 Arty. He's indefinite there, but not there. Oh, 270 hit points. That's a one-shot. 155mm meter, 155mm Arty, and wipes him out. Now he's moving backwards and forwards to try and make the enemy confused about where he actually is, just in case the Pz.Sfl.IVb fires in on him. Now it's 4 against 2. That rather 38T. Oh, Jackson just went down to the cricket, what's the Pz.Sfl.IVb is called, the cricket. So we've lost our tank destroyer. So it's 3 Arty against a tank destroyer and 1 Arty. We're dialing in on that cricket. Round out. Well, the round went where the cricket was last seen, but or was originally, but he backed away from the aiming point. Okay, our M37 has just lost a whole load of hit points, and I think that maybe, yes, it was the Marder. That means the Marder must be near the centre of the map, or at least have seen him. There's the Marder. Okay, we've locked on. Gonna try a shotgun. Marder's turned towards us, and yes! Shotguns the Marder 38T, takes him out the game, finishes him off. I'll be interested to see at the end of the game, did he collect the full hit points for the Marder, or was it only that small amount there, 200 hit points from this shot? If he's got the full hit points, he did blind fire it. Now, it's 1 Arty versus 1 Arty. If he can find the enemy cricket, he can kill it, we'll win the game. The only alternative is to cap with 6 minutes to go. There's more than enough time for him to drive around the map and see if he can find the cricket. Looks to me like he's going to have a quick drive around, see if he can spot him. The view range on the cricket is only 255 meters, so he's definitely going to see the cricket before the cricket sees him. The cricket is armed with a 105mm howitzer. That's the standard light field artillery that the Germans used to use. But Laughing Kitty's got 155 millimeters of American power, so he can do a huge amount of damage. As you saw to that Marder 38C, he shotgunned him very effectively. This is why the M44 is so much fun. It really is. It's fast, it's very accurate when shooting in a dial-in mode, in Arty mode, but it also can be great fun when you're trying to shotgun someone. In fact, on a fun-for-fun basis, I think the M44 is much better than the Burt, the Pz.Sfl.IVb. No, he's not near here. This is where he was last seen. So he must have moved away. Okay, now does he cap? If he caps, he's going to be stationary when the cricket comes in. He'll need to be stationary to maintain concealment. My first instinct right now would be to cap. Got plenty of time to draw the enemy to you. But it looks like Laughing Kitty's going to try and hunt the enemy down. And I think he thinks that the cricket is in the field area. Of course, if our cap counter goes off, we'll know where the enemy is. You can't drive away from the enemy cap for too long, otherwise he won't be able to go there to cap out himself. Really needs to start thinking about driving back to the enemy cap now. I think he thinks that the enemy Arty went into the field to get good view range and drove this way. And of course the enemy Arty probably might have come over here, because of course this was where Laughing Kitty was last seen. Before he killed the Marder 38, which is just up here in the cap area. He's cautiously approaching the cap. Of course, the enemy did see his M44 in this position when it killed them after 38, so the enemy might be looking already over here. No sign of him. That's the 2-minute warning. He now needs to be at the enemy cap area to start capping. If he doesn't, he'll have to find the enemy Arty and kill it, otherwise he will not win the battle. He'll draw the battle. It's almost too late now. I don't think he can drive back and cap out. It's too late. So now he's forced to kill the enemy Arty if he can find him. I'm not sure he considered this. He should really have capped to force the enemy to come to him. Almost 1 minute. That's the 1 minute hooter. And it's too late to cap out now. He has to find the enemy Arty. No, I think this was an error. Unfortunately, I think he really should have capped out when he had the chance, when he was at the other end. to force the enemy Arty to come to him. He could have hidden in any of the bushes near the cap, and with 155mm at his disposal, he would have easily have taken out the cricket with one shot. But even if he failed to take it out with one shot, he could certainly reload and fire again before the cricket could fire again. 12 seconds to go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a draw. Oh dear. Run out of time. Right, let's have a look at the end of battle results and see how this one worked out. Well, he did get a fighter badge. He got 4 kills and he got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 14 during the battle. Got 4 critical hits off the Dicamax in that one. Because of course, obviously he hit him twice. Splashed him the first time but killed him off the second. He got a win rate of 2221 in the battle. Let's have a look at that Marder. How many hit points did he get him for? 270. Yes, so that second shot, that first shot, he did blind fire him in the bush. He splashed him for 70 hit points, and so he must have done some damage, and the Marder then pulled behind the building to avoid any further damage. And then of course he did 200 hit points of damage when he shotgunned the Marder when he was in the cap area. So yes, he did get him. So it does pay to blind fire then sometimes, you see. Let's have a look at the team scores. Well, he got second place on damage, 1,169 hit points. He got top place when it came to kills, so joint top place with the Jackson. Managed to get 4 kills each. And when it came to base XP, he managed to get third place with 392 base experience points. The Pz.Sfl.IVb managed to get 275 base XP, but he only did 414 hit points of damage. But he did get 3 kills, so that's not so bad. Let's have a look at detail report. Well, he fired 11 rounds, got 3 direct hits, 3 penetration, and 5 splash. Did damage of 1,169 hit points, of which 699 were more than 300 meters. He damaged 5 of the enemy, he killed 4 of them, and did damage assistance of 112 hit points and stun assistance of 132 hit points off 4 stuns. He actually did get 1 defense point. I think that was firing around into the enemy cap when into his cap rather, when the Marder had just driven over the line and taking out the Marder. He received 23,633 credits on a premium account, and after ammunition resupply still took away 18,078 credits. He earned 588 XP, and there was no multiplier, so that's all he took away. But that's not the end of this battle. The reason it's not the end of this battle is because what we've got now is the replay from the enemy's point of view. So you will get to see where that cricket went, where he actually was at the end of the battle, and to see if laughinkitti actually did make the right decision when it came to actually camping out at his own cap rather than camping in the enemy cap. So without further ado, we will now immediately go straight to the enemy's replay. Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. Again, this is the same battle you've just seen in Paris, but this time round we've got it from the enemy's point of view, and this is the Pz.Sfl.IVb, the cricket, the Pz.Sfl.IVb or B, which is an Arty, a tier 4 German Arty with a 105mm howitzer. And in this particular case, it's being driven by Jason 51104. And we can see that Jason is Canadian. He's got a maple leaf on his turret. Now they knew this Arty as the cricket or grasshopper, as they tended to name German Arties after insects, which is rather unusual. I don't think they actually liked it, because I know that Hitler wanted the Hummel, which is named after a bumblebee, renamed. And of course it was in the end. Now he's knocked down that tree. That's not a very clever thing to do because it does give the enemy an indication of where you might be. Okay, he's looking for a target. Bring up the mini-map a little. He's looking off to the south at the moment. He's looking into the city area, trying to find a target to shoot at. Well, he's got a red line, which means he can't fire over that building. The building is an obstruction in the way, so he can't hit that T28. And he can just about get that M3, but he's been taken out. There's the Matilda. He can hit that one in the south. Round out. Oh, he gets a near miss there. Moving forward, just in case he was spotted. Behind the bush. Okay, now it looks like he's going to go for that Leopard, who's up near the centre area. Dialing in the aim, fires the round too quick, and unfortunately the round lands short. Now we just lost the M5 Stuart. If you remember, that Stuart was the one that Laughing Kitty actually fired at. And he's dialed in now, reloaded, and fires around it, hits the building. There's the Marder 38T. You can see he's got 100% health at the moment. He's off to the left, and he's about to get a rather large hit from Laughing Kitty, who is looking to blind fire him in that bush. Now he's trying to get a shot there on the Jackson. No, he can't hit the Covenant, so the buildings are in the way. He's dialed in on behind the Covenanter, trying for a splash hit. Note the round hits the building, and his teammate in the AMX just fired. Looks like he did get a stun hit there on that P2640, because he's stunned. Okay, he's loaded, fired at the P2640. Oh, right into his rear, took out the tier 4 Italian medium tank. Very good shot there. Right, we've got a Firefly. And he's way to the south, actually. Or is he? No, he's just south of the junction. Firing around in. Blind shot. Lands just behind the Firefly. And that Marder 38T is now missing a chunk of his hit points. So I think he met the shell that Laughing Kitty fired in. Okay, Leopard still sitting on that corner. And he's... you can see he's actually received an Arty round on his front. He's got a yellow mark there from the HE. He missed that Leopard. It just landed in front of him. Very close. Oh, but he did pick up some damage assist, so he must have tracked the Leopard when he hit him. Now, can he get shots on these enemies? Well, there's the enemy Pz.Sfl.IVb. Fires around in. Lands on the building. The good thing about the Pz.Sfl.IVb, it's actually got a fairly good reload, 17.29 seconds. It's the same gun that's actually on the PP, but unfortunately the PP's got a very fast reload. The Cricket unfortunately doesn't. It's 17.29 seconds, and well, that's not quite as good as the French tank. Well, in actual fact, it's a German tank, the 105 FH-18B2. Not a French tank. It's built on a French chassis, but the Pz.Sfl.IVb is actually built on the chassis of an M4 Panzer IV, but using Panzer III equipment. As the Germans have plenty of those tanks left over, he fired that one when he was on the move. They have plenty of parts and spares for Panzer IVs and Panzer IIIs, so that's how they were able to build it. But they only built a few of these as prototypes, and all of the prototypes saw action, and only one actually remains in the world. It's in America, captured by the Americans and taken to the United States. Firing around in at the enemy there. No, it's moving back. Now the AMX is changing position. Now it's around about this sort of time that the Marder 38T decided to go up to the other end along with the AMX-13F3, and of course that was when Laughing Kitty took out the AMX-13F3. He pulls forward, knocks the tree down. That could have been dangerous if Laughing Kitty was looking in that direction, but Laughing Kitty was actually looking fairly short range at this moment. He was expecting some enemy tanks to come near him, and there was actually two coming towards him at this moment. He only saw the AMX-13F3 and killed it. So that AMX is about to be killed, and the M37 seen the MX, spotted him, and allowed Laughing Kitty to take him out. And the MX-13F3's approaching. Yeah, and he's been wiped out. Laughing Kitty took him out. But our M37 has just been taken out as well by the enemy Jackson. Now, Jason 51104 is about to take on that Jackson. If you remember, he was in this position when he was seen by Laughing Kitty, and the Jackson approached him through those bushes. And the Jackson's in the cap area. Jason's pulling forward to shoot. There he is. Oh, beautiful shotgun there. Right in the face. 105mm howitzer round. Took him out. Killed the Jackson. There's still another enemy tank. It's the enemy Cricket. Dialing in, reloading, and... oh, another good shotgun. 146 hit points. So he did two good shotguns, and that was the round from Laughing Kitty landing nearby. We spotted the enemy M37, and he's just fired at us. Okay, he's dialing in his shot, and the enemy M37 is taken out by Armada 38T. And the Mod 38T is near the enemy cap, and he's just been seen by Laughing Kitty, and he's going towards the cap, and he's been taken out by Laughing Kitty with that shotgun. So this is the moment that we didn't know where the Cricket was when we were watching Laughing Kitty's game. So where did he go? Well, far from heading into the field, it looks to me like Jason's actually headed south. Now this is interesting because obviously he was aware that he got very short view range, and his decision to go into the city was to use the buildings as cover. If he was going to come across Laughing Kitty in the M44, then it would be a sudden spotting of him, and then he'd be able to take action. He's being very careful not to hit any scenery that might be seen by Laughing Kitty. Now, is he going to take up an ambush position? Well, I think he thinks that Laughing Kitty is going to come through the south route. And of course we know at this point in time that Laughing Kitty was actually coming through the field. Now, it's perfectly reasonable to set up an ambush point. And in fact, actually from this position, if Laughing Kitty had actually turned up at the cap at this moment, then Jason could have actually turned around, driven back to the cap, and shot Laughing Kitty. But if you remember, what Laughing Kitty did was actually come up to the cap on the just short of the cap when he was still in defilade, and of course he couldn't see Jason, and Jason probably couldn't see him. But I do believe it's around about now that Laughing Kitty is just arriving at the cap. He's asking his team if anyone knows if he reloads faster, than the M44? Well, the answer to that is no, you don't. You're 1 second slower than him, and that's why you're at a disadvantage to an M44. You're not any lower power. You've got a 105mm howitzer versus a 155mm howitzer, but no, you've got a 1 second slower, or 1.5 seconds slower reload time. In actual fact, it's about 1.3 seconds lower. But that 1.3 seconds can be crucial in a shotgun duel. Well, he's being advised by the Marder 38T to go after the enemy. And from this position, he's in a fairly good ambush position. If Laughing Kitty had driven past the south, that particular point, and gone by the south route, he would have got a very nasty surprise as he drove straight past that point. He would have approximately spotted the cricket just as he got close. But the moment he went past it, he would have got a 105mm round right into the side of the vehicle. Now, at this very moment, I think we'll find that Laughing Kitty had gone into the field again. So he'd headed south, and whilst Jason was aiming in the general direction of where Laughing Kitty had last seen or last been, in actual fact, Laughing Kitty at this moment was on the way to his own cap. You see, you really do sometimes, you need to cap when you've got the opportunity to. If he had capped, it would have pulled Jason back into his own cap area, and then obviously view range would have become crucial. If Jason had managed to approach Laughing Kitty through the bushes, then they might have spotted each other simultaneously, and then it would have been who was quicker on the draw. Now it's too late for Jason to get to the enemy cap and cap out. He really should have left for the enemy cap when it got to around about the 4-minute mark, but now it's way too late. All he can do is defend his own cap, and it looks like both Arty are defending their own caps. So it shows the value of actually capping out, you see, because if you do cap out, you draw the enemy to you. He's flicking his view. And they're now accepting it's going to be a draw. Yeah, not a lot you can do. As a matter of interest, actually, the Pz.Sfl.IVb actually happens to be one of the few Artys in the game with a turret, which you can actually turn, and it's got a fairly wide arc of fire, almost as wide as the M44, not quite. And actually that turret could be dismounted from the vehicle and turned into a fixed gun emplacement. In fact, the vehicle actually carried a crane which was mounted on the side of the vehicle, which could lift the turret off and put it into a concrete bunker. I think he's accepted. This is going to be a draw. 30 seconds to go, and at this point we know that Laughing Kitty was still at the other end, and effectively it's game over. Can't cap out, and they can't find each other. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Game over. It's a draw. And let's have a look at the end of battle stats for Jason and see how he did. Well, Jason only managed to get the third class tank, which is surprising really, because he actually killed 3 of the enemy. And he actually did get a win rate of 1316. And let's have a look and see. Well, yeah, he killed the enemy cricket. He got the M36 Jackson and he got the P2640. And that was a beautiful shot right onto the enemy tank, right onto the rear of the tank. When it came to damage, he was in 6th place with 414 hit points of damage. He came top place on his team with 3 kills. And he came 3rd when it came to base XP of 275. If we look at detail report, we can see he fired 13 rounds during the battle, got 3 direct hits, 3 penetration, 2 splash, damage of 414 hit points, of which 123 were at more than 300 meters. He damaged 4 of the enemy, killed 3 of them, and did damage assistance of 112 hit points, and that was from that leopard where he tracked him, and then somebody else actually did some damage to the leopard. He actually managed to get 37 defense points, and that was because the Jackson went into the cap and then came looking for him when he was noticed that the cricket was nearby, and then he managed to put a round into him to finish him off. On a standard account, he earned 7,407 credits, and after ammunition resupply, still have 5,743 credits. He earned 275 XP, base XP, and there was no multipliers, so that's all he took away. But I think actually the thing here is that he could have won this battle if he'd actually then tried to go to the enemy cap through the south route, using that to protect his poor view range. If he got to the enemy cap, he could have used the various obstructions and field the bushes and all the destructible scenery to actually hide himself, conceal himself until he was right into the cap, and that would have forced Laughing Kitty to come into the cap to try and shoot at him. But of course, as we've seen before, and when he took out the Marder 38, Laughing Kitty's actually quite good with the shotgun, but so is Jason. So it would have been a fairly even duel, because once he was in the cap, he would have been waiting for Laughing Kitty to move up, and then each of them would have had a chance to shoot it out. So it was an opportunity lost, but it was still a draw, and they still managed to pick up some points off it. So next time, I think, be bold, go and try and cap out, and I think you might find it might work. So if you enjoyed these 2 battles, please give it a like and and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring, and not a 2 replay, in the next video.